Hi creative friends, this is Soraya and thank you so much for being here. So this is all dried and I am just loving so much of what is going on here. Like this would just be a great abstract piece or just something that, you know, I can turn into a cover or I mean, whatever. There's just so many options, but I'm just so loving this. Now, when I did my last video, I said that I was going to continue building up the background in an abstract way, but before I turned the camera on, I was looking at this piece and I think I want to place my face on it right now. And that's another reason why it's so important to sometimes to just kind of stop and work in increments. I just think that, I mean, there's no right or wrong way to work, but there are benefits to just kind of leaving things alone for a minute and then coming back to it. Because if I had worked on it like nonstop, I might have like continued building up the background rather than placing my face. And I just feel like even though I set the intention that I was going to continue building up the background and then later on place my face, I'm just kind of like strongly feeling intuitively that I want to place my face now. So I'm just gonna go with it. And I don't know like where I want to place my face or like what I want to put where. I mean, on one hand, like this could be like part of the hair and this could be like, you know, the face over here. And I could kind of, I really am loving so much of this over here and I want to keep it. And I'm thinking that if I make it into the hair, I mean, I guess I could keep it in an abstract way, but I mean, that might be a bit of a problem, not a problem, but it might be, I don't know, like, I mean, this is kind of like a peachy color with gold dots, so I don't know how I could work that into the hair, but let me see, maybe I could, let's see if no, that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna try this out. I don't know if I'm gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna like, I mean, I might sketch out the face and then I might go like, no, it's okay. I don't want to do that, but that's okay. You know, the Stabilo is very forgiving and so is mixed media. So let me just see here. See, I really want to keep this part here. So I'm thinking that, so the face might be a little bit smaller than my other faces because I think I'm gonna turn this whole thing into a dress here. See, like so. So I think the face might be just a little bit smaller than, say, some of my other portraits where I take up the whole space for my face, but that's okay. And okay. So honestly, you guys, I don't know if I want to keep that. I'm just like trying to think here. I mean, I could. There's nothing wrong with the way it is. I mean, I'm gonna have to, I think, cover up like some of, like if the eyes are gonna be placed here, but you know, that's just gonna make things interesting. So let's just go with this. I'm really like loving the dress part and even the neck. Like I'm really just digging that. So let's see here. Now I don't want to cover up too much because I do have a tendency to like cover up too much and then wish that I hadn't. Or I tend to have a heavy hand. So I'm just gonna kind of, and this is again my tea soaked collage, and that's dictionary pages. And I just love it, you guys. I love it. It's just so beautiful. So I'm really loving like all this kind of craziness that's going on here, and I don't want to cover it up. And you know, I might do an abstract face. Like this is my 100-day project, my mixed media portraits, and so far I've been doing kind of like, you know, just focusing more on my values and stuff. But this might be like, you know, I might depart from that and I might just do a totally abstracted face on this one. I'm not sure. But it helps to be open to different ways of working. And I'm just gonna kind of smooth that over there. And now let me see here. The hair. Okay, you guys. So I think I'm kind of sort of digging that. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use some of my Liquitex ink, which I have to tell you guys, I'm so happy that I did order it and it came in. As much as I learned a lot from, you know, just like focusing on my values and, you know, doing without, because when you do without, you learn how to be more creative and to substitute things and to look at things in new ways. That being said, when you do get your stuff, it really does make you appreciate it a lot more. So I'm just going to use my fingers here because I don't want to cover up too much of it. Like I want to keep this like delicious collage-y, you know, just all the elements here that I'm just loving so much. That's why I kind of think that I might want to keep this abstracted. I don't know yet. So it's okay not to know, you guys. You know, different mediums kind of require us to work differently. And I know I've talked about this before, but when you, you know, when I took many years ago, when I took watercolor classes, classical watercolor, you have to plan every single thing out, like everything, because you have to retain your whites. So the way I'm working here, you would like have to work in the complete reverse of it almost. You know, it's just a very like it's just a very planned out process. And with mixed media, like with this, you know, it's just like anything goes. So it's like, you know, we got to keep our minds open about where the piece wants to go, what it wants to do, etc. And so I'm just going to leave this little bit over here with where the eye should be. I'm just going to leave it for right now because I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling it. So I'm just gonna go like this. And let me see where my tea bags are, because I think I'm gonna put some tea bags on the hair here. And I'm gonna bring this up closer when I'm done putting the tea bags here, because I just wanna show you like the beautiful stuff that's going on. And even though I was gonna like, you know, add like so many more layers in an abstract way, it's okay. The layers that I have on here, it's still like providing so much depth and texture and interest. And I can still keep on adding layers, just now it's gonna be on the figure or even on the background, but I think I'm gonna work more on the figure. But I'm just mentioning it like just so you know, like, you know, hey, anything's possible. It's up to you how you want to proceed. And I'm just kind of like going like so. And there we go. And I am going to add some red here. Now, the thing is, you guys, is that like I really love so much of what is going on here, but it is really busy. And if I have the face and the neck, like if I have everything that's busy, it's gonna look kind of weird, and then nothing's gonna have the impact that I want it to. It's kind of like, I think I mentioned this before, like if everything's the star, then nothing's the star, because, you know, everything has its place, and you know, there are things that like need to be restful so your eyes can rest. Like if everything's too busy, that's not gonna be that's just not gonna work out. And so just kind of building things up here. So I think I'm gonna let it dry, but I just want to bring it up closer just so you can kind of see, like, there's a lot of beautiful things that are happening even though it's in its early stages. But if you just isolate everything and just look at it like, you know, in an abstract way, like don't look at it as a figure, but just look at like things like very abstracted. So like I'm just gonna show you here. I have my viewfinder. But like, you know, if you just kind of isolate things, like I'm really loving so much of what is going on here, you guys. Like I just love this area here. I'm loving this over here. There's just a lot that I'm really drawn to. So anyways, you guys, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. I hope that this video has been helpful and inspiring, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.